She makes sure that she's looked at everything that you've got her. She's open to taking suggestions. It just looked like it's no big deal that I'm wearing a ball gown. You know, it's not my wedding, but I'm wearing a ball gown and it's no big deal because she made it look so easy. She had so much experience, you know, be it in fashion. She was way ahead her time in terms of understanding style and fashion. So I have learned a lot from her. So her instant suggestion was, will you go to Delhi tomorrow morning? And I'm like, wow. I mean, like, why didn't I think of that? So remember, I just had to pray for those 3 days that everything that we've done is just going to work smoothly, meaning there won't be any rejections from his side.
Hello everyone, my name is Aina Mehta and welcome to Pinkvilla. Joining me in a conversation is Eshaa Amiin.
Hi,
Eshaa.
Hi.
So nice to have you. Welcome to Pinkvilla.
My pleasure.
To start off, I want to ask you, when was the first time you actually discovered your love for fashion and how did you get into this field?
So fashion is something that I knew that I wanted to get into right, from around the age of 6. Because my mom noticed like a certain pattern in most of my drawings from my art and activity classes. I typically would try to draw like women from magazine covers and try to kind of sketch the outfit that they're wearing. Styling is something I had no idea I would ever get into even after I graduated from my fashion school. And I kind of switched into styling after about 3.5 years of doing design. And there was no looking back.
You said that, you started with designing, then you went to styling. You have a label also.
That's right.
Of your own. So at such times it can get little difficult to manage all of it at once, and
Correct.
It can like suffer the efficiency of probably one sector or part of it. What are the challenges that you face to be like productive when it comes to each sector?
It's very important to be organized. In order to be multitasking, what is very important is that you should be disciplined and organized, and that's exactly the key how I am able to manage multiple things. Like I do my styling bit where I'm styling celebrities. I'm also, say, suppose working on a film at the same time. So you divide your teams differently. You make sure that nothing overlaps.
Now coming to our main part, we have this
What is in that
Pinkvilla
bag?
StyleBook.
Oh.
We have some of the best
Interesting.
creations. About this look for starters, this is a beautiful Karishma Kapoor look.
That's
You've
right.
styled her for the longest time, and I think she's
8 years.
8 years. That's a long time. She's like one of your oldest.
She's
clients.
one of my favorites, and what I love about her is she's so elegant, so sophisticated, and she loves experimenting. Like, meaning she's always open to looking at more styles, looking at more. She makes sure that she's looked at everything that you've got her. She's open to taking suggestions, and this one especially, is actually one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why. So this was for I remember it was for Lux Beauty Awards.
Okay.
And typically, when you see pictures of Lux Beauty Awards the next morning of the event, you will see everyone wearing pastel colors, pinks, ivories, baby pinks, and like, flamboyant, flowy gowns. And that's typically what one would wear for an event. So what I love about Karisma is that she loves taking a risk, and this is one of those. This has been one of those moments where we've taken a risk. It could be a hit or a miss. It's definitely one of my favorites with her, and you have it on your style book. I'm pretty impressed.
You've been styling Ishaan also for like
for a while, and this one I remember is also very special. Press launch of A Suitable Boy in London, way before it released here. So I remember it was winters in London, and we obviously had to give him something completely covered. And typically, we've seen a lot of people do, say, tennis sneakers, white sneakers with more casual resort kind of suits.
Yeah.
But somebody doing it in a more formal, extremely formal event like this was interesting. So this definitely is one memorable look because of the way it kind of came together.
Right.
So this, I remember, was from Deepika and Ranveer's Bombay reception. So it was this beautiful, gorgeous finale gown from Altuzara's collection. And what I really like about this is it is definitely an over-the-top elaborate gown, but Khushi just made it so effortless with like a messy braid and absolutely no jewelry. So for anyone who says it just looked like it's no big deal that I'm wearing a ball gown. It's not my wedding, but I'm wearing a ball gown, and it's no big deal because she made it look so easy.
Talking about Khushi Kapoor, I have a look of Sridevi Ji over here that you have styled.
So she was, she was one of my all-time favorites, and I'm not saying this today. I have said it even while I was working with her on multiple interviews. She had so much experience, be it in fashion. She was way ahead her time in terms of understanding style and fashion. So I have learned a lot from her in not only not only about ways of working, but also about being an amazing human being. She was so down to earth, so humble, and so hardworking. So I'll tell you about this look. So this was something that we created right from the scratch, like right from deciding the silhouette to a flared jumpsuit, right from selecting the color to the swatch to to creating the outfit. I think she was involved with me in every step of it. This ended up being her look for that special song that she appeared in the movie Zero with Shah Rukh.
Yeah.
So I remember that we were working on this for a long time on something else, and then suddenly it was her look for this song. And to me, this is very special also because this is her last film appearance. So this was her last film appearance. So for me, this definitely
has a lot of emotional value.
Yeah, a lot of emotional value. But I'll tell you what, there are so many moments that I've had with her, which has just made me think that, wow, this is how one should be. So hardworking, so into what she's such a perfectionist. I remember this one time we were styling her for an ad, and we did like a round of fittings, and this was like, say, around 9-10 p.m. at her house, and then she goes like, it was like this North Indian middle class housewife kind of a look. We couldn't find exactly that that vibe that we wanted to achieve, and her instant, and there wasn't enough time to order something from somewhere, and it would get couriered, and then it would reach us. So her instant suggestion was, will you go to Delhi tomorrow morning? And I'm like, wow, I mean, like, why didn't I think of that? So I remember we're sitting at 10 p.m, took an early morning flight. I went to Delhi, picked it up from places like Delhi Hat and Hoskas Village and all of that, and met her in the evening, like the very next evening I met her, and we got it right.
Wow.
And she would always appreciate hard work, which a lot of people say that styling is such a thankless job. You guys work on weekends, you guys work on whatever, but people a lot of times people we work with forget to appreciate or thank us for the kind of effort that we put in. But she was one of those people who always thanked and appreciated.
And coming to our last look is this that Pooja Hegde wore.
I think it was Filmfare South or something, where she was receiving an award.
Okay.
And it's such a summer color. You know what I mean? It's not a red carpet color. A corset cut, a very flowy piece, something that you would do typically in in an ad where in the day where you need like lots of so this again was something non-evening red carpet, but she pulled it off so beautifully. I remember it's a Gabi Charbashi, and this was one of those very impromptu kind of events. It was around 6-7 p.m. in the evening on an evening where she told me that, listen, I have this red carpet tomorrow in Hyderabad. Will you take a early morning flight to Hyderabad? I have this event, and then I have like 3-4 looks that I need for promotions. And so it was literally an overnight sourcing that we did, and we, went there, and it all just worked out.
Super well. I cannot miss, asking you about when you worked with Akshay Kumar in Singh is Bling and Mr. Bachchan also for a few ads.
So, not many of you know that my first celebrity I styled was Saif Ali Khan. So it wasn't like, how I was always styling men and women both. Mr. Bachchan was probably the only star so far that I have been a little starstruck or nervous about working with. I've never really been nervous on any shoot, okay? But I remember we were shooting about 6 ads in a span of 3 days, which is already quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it was my first time of working with Mr. Bachchan, and there were no fittings, there were no trials, and we had stitched and customized all the looks. So he literally would just wear something and jump straight in front of the camera and start shooting, So there was no time for me to even say that, oh, wait, can I just buy more time, go alter something and come back? I just had to pray for those 3 days that everything that we've done is just going to work smoothly, meaning there won't be any rejections from his side, and thankfully everything worked. So,
and what was your experience on Singh is Bling?
I'll tell you why it was interesting is first movie, and second, I didn't really have too much knowledge about the Singh culture. So for me, it was so much of learning along with working on the film, researching on various kinds of pagdis. There's a regular style, then there is the traditional style, then there is like a damala style, which is like the warrior pagdi. The warriors would wear that kind of pagdi. Then there is like a patka style, which is more casual when you're at home, sitting, sleeping. That's what you'd wear.
So now coming towards the end of our interview, we have one last segment before we let you go. I'm going to give you like a few names, a few tags and labels, and you need to tell me who's the first person that pops up in your head. Okay?
Okay.
So the airport look star.
Karisma Kapoor.
The red carpet queen.
Sonam Kapoor.
Always Atrangi.
Ranveer Singh.
I think, yeah. Someone blissful and peaceful.
Saif Ali Khan.
Less is more.
Hrithik Roshan.
I'm going to give you a few cricketers now.
Okay.
And if you could, probably give them something to style or style them in a certain way, how would you do that?
Okay.
So the first one being Virat Kohli.
I think a sharp tuxedo.
KL Rahul.
Fun, smart casuals or some offbeat formal looks with him. Like not the usual colors. Some really fun play of colors and interesting.
With the tattoos and all, I think he'll pull
it off. Yeah.
Hardik Pandya.
Definitely R&B and that whole hip-hop culture. I think no one does it better than him.
MS Dhoni.
With MS Dhoni, I would love to experiment with his athleisure looks. I think there is so much more that can be explored there.
Rohit Sharma.
Wow. With Rohit Sharma, I think, just keeping it very classy and simple. Just keeping it very safe, elegant, sophisticated.
Yeah, he gives out that vibe.
That's the vibe.
Okay, lastly, the last 5 tags that I'm going to give you are basis your experience working with the celebrities.
Okay.
The fussy or the particular one?
Particular would be Karisma.
Okay. The one who's easy to work with?
Sanjana Sanghi.
Someone who always likes bling.
Bling. I think it'll be Divya Khosla Kumar.
Yeah.
She loves her bling.
Yeah, I did an interview with her recently and she was like, I love wearing colors. Like, you give me colors, I don't want to go monochrome. Yeah, you give me colors, I'll wear it all the time. Someone who's not really into fashion, but like, they agree with whatever. Like,
I think that'll be Neeraj Chopra. He's such a gem. Like, he's so open to suggestions.
The one who's super confident कि कुछ भी दे तो I'll pull it off.
That'll be Ishaan Khattar. Like, very confident in anything you give him.
And he pulls it off.
That's right.
So this is how we come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time being here.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pinkvilla.